You're gonna need to give me a minute. Mocha farted, and it is.
Stop
It's so bad. What
the
the
cap.
what the f does that mean?
Yeah,
Like,
cap means cap in the kid lingo. No cap means like that's not true. Look, hey clouds, you stop covering the sun.
all right, that's a good break. Da, 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 da.
1 second, sorry, Scott.
Ooh, I almost started.
I
I
know,
almost started.
Welcome to the If You Build It, Will They Learn podcast, a show dedicated to modern learning and development, with your hosts, Daniel Mendonca and Scott Babcock.
It's podcast day. Welcome to the show. This is If You Build It, Will They Learn? I'm your host, Scott Babcock, and I am here with my co-host, Daniel Mendonca. It feels like forever, probably because it's been 4 months. But Daniel, how the heck are you?
I'm really good, Scott. I went downstairs, dusted off the old equipment, and brought it to the office because I work from the office now. No one of this work from home. I know that's a popular conversation these days. I like being in the office personally. But happy to be here, happy to be on the pod, and excited about what we're going to talk about. We left 21 with the most listened to episode ever, and then just left people waiting for more.
Cliffhangers. We left them with a cliffhanger. They all went back and listened to it multiple times. So thank you to all of our listeners that chimed in and hopefully stuck around for 4 months. The thing is, it turns out, in my opinion, that the last 4 months have been very busy with things we didn't realize we were probably still going to need to iron out. I think we had we thought we were going to just run right into the next adventures for us. And I still had a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross to get us across that bridge. So that's where we've been for the last 4 months. We're definitely going to cover off on some of those elements. But what specifically in the last 4 months, maybe outside of podcasting, do you find you want to update anyone on? Anything big happening in your life?
I'm obsessed with everything Disney now.
Yes.
I took Oakley to Disney. I'm wearing a Donald Duck golf hat, right now. And I'm just a Disney dad. I want to go back next month or the month after, whenever we can. I want to take my kids to Disney now. So, that's a very personal thing. Work-wise, I think it's just been a whirlwind. With I think COVID restrictions and other things finally lifting kind of across North America completely. It's been an interesting, very busy 4 months because it seems like companies are getting up and at them and back at it.
Very cool. I mentioned, so I actually will talk. This is my big news of the last 4 months. Is like we actually have travel booked, and I was able to go to Canada for a few days with the offices reopening and get to see some of that. So that was really cool to see the progress that the pandemic has allowed for in our office. But I was telling my wife that you wore a Mickey sweatshirt the last day I was there, and I was like, huh. And Erica said, oh, he's that dad now. Fully acknowledging the Disney dad moment.
That dad.
You're that dad. Yeah.
Hope it was a positive thing.
No, she was very complimentary of you embracing the experience. Look, I think Disney's great, even as an adult. I know some people find it to be an exhausting vacation. Maybe it's just that big kid that's inside of me who loves going to Disney personally.
Agreed.
So.
And I guess if we're updating the audience on things that are happening, I am 6 weeks away from welcoming a second child. So, yes, daughter,
yep.
father of 2 daughters coming right up.
Yeah, girl dad, power of 2. So no, I was wondering when I said, anything big happening in your life, I wondered if that was going to come up, but I wasn't going to press you on it. So exciting stuff. I am dying to find out in the years to come all the ways that having 2 girls is different than having 2 boys, as we share crazy stories of parenthood.
I feel like there's a couple.
I can only imagine there will be many, but every time you ask me for advice, I'm like, I don't know. I don't have girls, so I probably would give you all the wrong steps. But well, congratulations formally from the podcast staff, and I'm sure from all of our listeners to you and Hillary as well. So busy 4 months for all of us, and excited to get started with what's coming up. All right. So the purpose of today's podcast episode is that we really want to dive into what's coming and give you some ideas on what to expect and where to find us and all of those elements. So we're going to kick it off with Daniel's new venture. Daniel, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your podcast show? Give us some titles, some names, descriptions, and then a little bit of just what you're hoping to accomplish.
Yeah, really excited about this initiative. I think we talked back in December, Scott, that we really took the two things of our last podcast, this podcast, that we were most passionate about, divided them up, and got to go down that path. So, our new adventure, and I'll say our because I do have a co-host. So we decided to, take the curtain, peel it back, and Sabrina, our "If You Build It, Will They Learn" producer, will be joining us on the mics, or myself on the mics each. I believe it's going to be bi-weekly, twice a month, uh, to be a part of what we're calling the collab. Just two people in the lab talking about modern marketing and enjoying the possibility of what's going on each day in pop culture, modern marketing, brand advocacy, and other things that we're really passionate about. Could be talking about Tiger's return to the Masters that's going on this weekend. Who knows? Sabrina,
Very
avid golf.
exciting stuff. Yeah,
So,
Sabrina will have a lot to contribute, I'm sure. Yeah.
no, but Sabrina, you excited about hopping on the pod and coming to the forefront of your fame?
I am so excited to take off my mute on camera for the first time. I'm pumped about it. It's going to be fun. Different perspectives on marketing, ways to stay creative. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And I still get to work with Scott too. So best of both worlds.
More to come on that very shortly. But I think it'll be I don't know. I feel like Sabrina gets us a spike in listenership, so hopefully that works out in your favor as well.
That's true. No, I'm really excited about this initiative. I think that one of the things that I love about marketing and the role that I have in my day to day and is the ever changing and nature of it and how it's going to evolve and the way just general pop culture changes the way we market, the way we address people, the way we engage, new platforms, new content types, all sorts of things. So I'm just really excited to be able to dive into that each week and have some friendly banter with Sabrina. And I'm really looking forward to getting that started.
Very exciting stuff for sure. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll kick off ours. So I will be spinning off. Daniel has a background in the marketing side and really a passion around that. So obviously he geared his towards that. My experience is very much in the learning and development industry, but I didn't want to just do just learning and development. I want that to be a backbone, if you will, to it. So we're launching a podcast called Short Winded with Scott Babcock. And the idea is, one, it's a play on the fact that I've been called long-winded in my career, so I'm going to try to keep this short in description, but we'll see how it goes. But no, I want to take on ideas and interviews and topics and break them down into much smaller chunks. So one of the things we're really focusing on with Short-Winded is the idea of almost like a micro podcast. The idea that these will be 5 to 10 minute episodes, much more digestible, probably launching a little bit more frequently, where we break down a big topic into smaller chunks. And then ideally, I'd like to bring that back to the L&D space. So some of our interviews and topics may not seem directly related, but we're going to try to find links back in the way that works for you. So I'm really excited. We have a couple guests already lined up to be interviews for us, and we'll cover topics probably in like a monthly level with multiple releases. But we have some guests already lined up, some topics we want to discuss and talk about and cover. Sabrina's going to be staying on, podcast producer extraordinaire that she is, and helping me with the breakdown and the production on all of what we're doing for Short Winded. So really excited about the opportunity. I apparently am a bit more diva. I decided not to bring on a permanent co-host to join with me. I need to still roll solo. But no, really excited about the opportunity.
I wouldn't call it diva. My decision to bring on a co-host had everything to do with Sabrina's fantastic nature and also not wanting to do all the heavy lifting all on my own. So I wouldn't call it diva. You got broader shoulders and you just more, capable of handling that responsibility on your own.
Well, there's a reason we kept Sabrina around too as a producer, because I also did not feel comfortable taking on all the lifting on my own. So I still need the help and support. So not that I want to gas Sabrina up a little too much, but we don't need her ego growing too large. But for sure,
That's true.
I'm excited she's part of it too.
It just blew up.
We're going to be trending. That's what young people say? Something like that, I'm sure. So the marketing team will tell me about that. Cool. Well, the good news is you'll still be able to find us in one place. So when you go on social media and you're looking for both podcasts, you'll still be able to locate them. We are changing our handle, though. So we will be at Halight Media on all of our social media so that you'll be able to subscribe, find all of our episodes. That will also be where you'll still find any episodes of the If You Build It, Will You Learn podcast if you're still trying to catch up on some of our older episodes. And you'll still be able to find us through email as well if you want to reach out. Possibly you are interested in being a interviewee on Short-Winded at podcast@halight.com. All right, one last time before we officially close the books on If You Build It, Will They Learn? We're not going to leave you hanging. We want you to have some positivity in your life, and we thought, you know what, better way to go out as a duo than to have sort of a joint positivity moment where we'll just share our thoughts and our positive feelings. I have to say, from a positivity perspective, as you'll start to see the branding and the collaboration coming out on these two podcasts, I think we're both incredibly excited about what the future holds in that arena. And so I think that's a no-brainer, probably based on everything you've heard today. And then Daniel and I also, we were talking about it as we sort of got on the mics again this morning. And we started talking about, you know what, we have a joint love of golf. And it is Masters weekend, which is like the happiest 4 days of my life. I love sitting and listening to Jim Nantz lull me to a wonderful afternoon Sunday nap and waking up to see the final march as people go towards the 18th green to find out who's going to actually put on a green jacket. So I think we both are pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. I have nothing more. That's a great joint positivity point for us, Scott. Is I think these positivity points were something that each week I got to, and sometimes the stress and anxiety of whatever's going on in life, I got to think about what's good, and I hope our listeners got to do that as well. So this has been a great treat to be able to do that for the past 2 years.
I not only did I like doing it on our podcast, but in the gap where we haven't been recording, I actually have both of my boys because they're 10 and 8, and as far as they're concerned, there's always plenty to complain about, I'm sure. But on the drive to school every morning, they have to start their day with something they're hopeful for, and that they want to be positive for the day. It's something we're trying to institute here at the Babcock House to kind of lift our spirits and have a little less just angst and negativity. And it's actually worked out pretty well. They've been pretty excited about it. And they know that they do it more because when they give me one that I'll actually turn the music back on and then stop listening to Dad. But they do it. And so now they actually ask to give their positivity point as we get in the car and head to school every morning. So we are carrying it forward. Hopefully you can do the same, listeners. And just, I find you do find there's something cathartic about sharing your positivity with others. All right, that will do it for us today, and I guess all the way through. This is the last run for this one. Small little tear for the podcast. It has been a blast. We've enjoyed talking to you and look forward to you sharing moments with you on our new podcast. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the If You Build It, Will They Learn podcast. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. Join the conversation by emailing us at podcast@halight.com. Find us on social media at Build It, Learn It, and be sure to check us out on the web at www.halight.com. That's HALIGHT.com.